Assassin's Creed Valhalla is just about to get its biggest free update in its entire lifespan with the launch of its fourth DLC called the Forgotten Saga, and I'm going to walk you through 10 things you need to know about it so you can decide if it's worth your time and worth the download. But first of all, this new DLC is coming out on Tuesday, August the 2nd, so depending upon when you're watching this video, that's a few days from now. And just to be crystal clear, this is completely free by the way. There's no need to own a season pass or drop any cash anywhere at all. You just need to have progressed the main storyline up until the Asgard arc by drinking the potion in Valka's hut, and then you need to construct the new building called Everald's Workshop, which I'll discuss a little later on in this video. But as for download size, and even though these updates do vary for everyone depending upon your platform and the last time you logged in, they haven't yet been specified by Ubisoft. But thanks to PlayStation Game Size on Twitter, who keeps track of all of the updates loaded to the PlayStation servers, do expect it to be around 10 to 15 gigabytes. Now, if you haven't played Valhalla in a while and you're not sure what's actually going on, then I don't blame you, especially after the very ambiguous storyline in the recent Dawn of Ragnarok DLC. However, the main overarching storyline here is that Odin is traveling to the misty realm of Niflheim to try and resurrect his son Baldur, who was killed in that same Ragnarok expansion at the start of the year. Now, Niflheim itself is the realm of the dead and a place that people travel to if they haven't died an honourable death in life. It's also the location of the dragon Nidhogg, who in Norse mythology munches on the roots of the Yggdrasil world tree and causes instability throughout the cosmos. So if you're wondering why there's a dragon in an Assassin's Creed game, then that is why. And Niflheim is also ruled by Loki's daughter Hel, who alongside the dragon is a big boss fight in this free expansion, which I'm also going to break down for you in a little bit more detail shortly. Because let's first talk about this new game mode called Rogue-lite, because it is the big switch up in this new DLC, and I'm not going to lie to you, I do think it sounds good fun and certainly spices the game up a little bit. And if you weren't aware, Rogue-lite is a game mode that can be described as a dungeon crawl essentially, through procedurally generated levels with a risk of permanent death always hanging over your head as you do play through. Meaning that as you progress through the dungeon, or in this case the realm of Niflheim, you won't be able to turn back on yourself and run around the region that you've just left checking for extra loot. So when you do finish a region, that's it, you can't go back and you have to progress onwards to the next one. In fact, there's 4 regions in this DLC we'll need to smash through, but Ubisoft have officially told us not to worry about dying. In fact, they actually encourage it because we won't lose our gear or rewards we collected on our first run. They actually remain with us for our second run, and if we want to complete everything that this new game mode or DLC has to offer us, like additional side quests or rewards, then we're going to need to complete multiple runs anyway, as it's not actually possible to complete everything in just one run. So alright then, with all that in mind, what's the actual deal when it comes to armor and weapons, and can we use the ones that we've obtained from the main game in this new DLC? Well, quite simply no. In this game mode, we can only use the outfits we find across Niflheim. There's 7 in total, and each one can be upgraded 4 times, which will subsequently unlock new perks and increase your overall capabilities and effectiveness. And to give you an example, when you equip the Dwarven Defender armor set, which is the visual copy of the Niflheim Helix armor set by the way, you pick up an increase in damage against elites and bosses by 20%, which is pretty decent to be fair, as this is a very boss-centric game mode. But that said, all of these Helix outfits have specific stats geared towards a specific playstyle. The idea being that you find an armor set that you enjoy playing with, and then each time you die, you can confirm that same armor set in the menus before you then jump into your second Niflheim dungeon run. You can also upgrade your armor sets for new combat perks at the safe armory areas, but it's not specified what the currency is called that we'll need to obtain to then spend at that vendor for that upgrade. However, when it does come to weapons though, it is slightly different to armor sets, as they are randomized for each run attempt, and when you do equip a new weapon, your current one will be destroyed. So unlike the armor sets, once you die or equip something new, it's gone forever. Now, as for rewards in this game mode, there's none specified as of yet, but Ubisoft did find this armor set and settlement cosmetic pack in the game files a few weeks ago, which I think will be our main reward from playing this DLC here, and of course, we'll know more by Tuesday. Now, weapons and armor sets aside, what about abilities? Well, they also don't carry over from the main game, so we'll need to discover and earn these abilities by defeating enemies who guard them in these mini boss fights. The good thing here though is once we obtain or purchase an ability, just like the armor sets, it will persist and remain with us after dying, so we can use it for the next run if we choose to do so in the menu selection. Now, these abilities can be upgraded by 3 levels to improve their performance, which we're able to do at special vendors such as the King of Thieves by using gems, which is another currency that that we collect just by playing this game mode. You're also able to purchase weapons and new runes that have been added to the game via these secret vendors, which were also found by Ubisoft in the game files a few weeks ago as well. And I reckon that we're going to be able to take these runes back to the main game through this new Everald's Workshop building, which I also reckon is a rune creation workshop of sorts, and I'm sure we'll get more clarification from Ubisoft on that very shortly as well. And by the way, if you have found this breakdown informative so far, please do leave a very swift like down below. It genuinely really helps me out on YouTube, so thank you very much. Now, throwing another dynamic into this game mode is new side quests, which we will be encountering as we progress through each of the 4 regions in Niflheim. These are completely optional, by the way, and as mentioned earlier, we won't be able to complete them all in one run, but if we do decide to give them a whirl during our dungeon run, we will be rewarded with coins, gems, and memories, which are used to buy favours from a secret vendor called Gnar. And let's talk about that new mechanic now, because it seems to be quite an interesting one at that. We first need to obtain the currency called memories from these side quests, boss fights, and cursed chests, and once we have enough, we'll then be able to purchase these favours or medallions from Gnar, which are bonuses or perks which you can utilise during your run through. We had a favour shown in full during the recent Ubisoft game plan reveal called the Elk Tracker, which shows the locations of all elk shrines on the world map, which I reckon are either a adrenaline buff area or perhaps the health fountains Pedder found reference to in the game files months ago. And as there's no rations in this game mode, we'll need to visit these special monuments regularly if we want to continue to the next region with a full health bar or adrenaline bar. And incidentally, in the trophy achievement list recently added to the PS4 database, the favoured customer achievement notes that favours can be purchased from Gnar multiple times, meaning that they do disappear after you die, and as mentioned, you'll need to repurchase the ones that you want to play with every time that you start a fresh dungeon run. Now, as we progress through these 4 regions in this DLC, Ubisoft have stated that there's different ways that we can approach and enter them through a variety of different traversal systems, such as bridges that end up self-destructing after we decide to cross over them into the neighbouring region. We can also presumably say that there's going to be 4 big boss fights in each of the 4 regions, with a few notable encounters already being teased to us so far, such as Ilsifer and Balafur, who are large ice and firewolves. And Let's Talk Assassin's Creed made a really interesting connection here in our Discord. He said that these ice and firewolves could represent Skull and Hattie, which were the wolves that were chasing the moon and sun before Ragnarok, which I think is an absolutely fantastic shout. We also have Hjalmgunnar here, apologies for the pronunciation. He's called the Unforgiver, who we now know from the game files, thanks to Pedder, will be firing off lasers and scythe attacks, as well as Nidhogg, the dragon, who we did discuss earlier, and I think he's going to be a bit of a beast of an encounter, and I do think that armor choice and weapons will play a big role here in regard to our success with this particular boss fight. Dennis in our Discord also had a great idea about the last sequence or boss fight with Hell. Perhaps we'll need to fight and defeat Hell 4 times after progressing through each region in a specific or different order. So that's going to be 4 regions, 4 runs, 4 boss fights, and then the free game mode is completed. But let's see if that's the case on Tuesday. Now, we do have a full list of new trophies in this update, 9 in total, which will also be added to the Ubisoft Connect platform if you do want to take advantage of some free Ubisoft Connect coins just for playing. But a standout for me here though is killing Nidhogg the dragon without using an elk shrine, meaning that we'll have to defeat the dragon without using any sort of health or perhaps adrenaline rejuvenation buff. And there's also another achievement here where we'll need to defeat the main DLC boss, that being Hell, with the Draugr outfit equipped, and we haven't actually been shown this outfit in the reveal yet, so as far as its stats go, they currently remain a mystery, but I imagine they're not particularly favourable if we do need to equip it to defeat Hell, which I take as being a challenging thing to do, which sounds very fun in my opinion. Additionally, we have a Returning to the Roots achievement where you venture back to Odin's camp for the first time, so Ubisoft really do want us to die, and we're going to need to die in this new game mode if we do want that achievement. Now, if you did play Assassin's Creed Valhalla last July, you may have played the Sigerblock Festival. Well, that has now also been confirmed to be returning this year on Thursday, August the 4th, 2 days after this new game mode drops, and I imagine it's going to be exactly the same as last year, just as the repeats of the Yule and Ostara festivals have been in 2022. But I do think that we're going to be picking up new rewards, as Pedder has found a light ray sword and a soul shield in the game files. Of course, I'll be doing a full breakdown on this new DLC and festival this week, so if you fancy a no-nonsense video update on what's new, make sure you do subscribe so you can find your way back here easily. And big thanks to Nika, Jabak and Donut, Dennis, Kevin, Ibsarp and Pedder for contributing and helping out with this video. Hopefully I'll catch you in the next AC Valhalla video, which should be on your screen right now, and as usual, coffee is on me.